Welcome back. Today I've got the 22 Grom all the way up on the lift because we're going to do some work on the rear of the bike, replacing the stock swing arm with a G-Craft full aluminum one that I just finally got from WeBike. I actually ordered this several months ago and I guess it was drop shipped directly from G-Craft, but I guess high demand or whatever it was, it took quite a long time to get. But excited to get it on the bike. I'm honestly mostly doing it for the aesthetic. The stock swing arm on the Groms I just have never really liked. It reminds me of my first real motorcycle. I had a CBR 500R that looked like a sports bike, again, except for the rear swing arm that just looks like a 2x4 painted black. Anyway, the G-Craft one obviously has a much nicer shape. Being aluminum, I imagine it's also going to weigh a little bit less. I'll go ahead and weigh it and see what that difference is. But I am doing it in the stock configuration. I'm not extending the bike. I like the wheelbase as it is. So it's really just for the look. And again, I'm soon going to be replacing this RS9T exhaust with the full titanium dual Yoshi high setup that's going to fully expose the swing arm. So once I get that onto the bike, hopefully in the next month, then I think it'll be even more apparent how much better this swing arm looks. I also like the fact that the aluminum will better match the front forks in the silver color. I think that'll be a good balance with silver in the front and the back. I think most G-Craft products are just drop shipped directly from G-Craft when you order them through WeBike. Most of them also say that they are made on order. I don't know if that's actually the case, but I know I often wait quite a bit longer for G-Craft items than the other stuff that I buy from WeBike. All right, this looks awesome. All right, so this is a very high polished, gorgeous piece of aluminum swing arm. Width-wise, it looks like it's a little bit taller. I'll go ahead and measure it, figure out what the difference in size there is. But the profile of this, again, just looks much more neat than the very blockish style of the stock one. The adjusters in the back also look really neat and has nice bearings in the front instead of, I assume these has those rubber bushings. All right, so let me start getting the Grom apart and I can get this piece popped onto the bike. I took off the exhaust so that I could get my car jack underneath the motor of the bike so that I can easily take off the swing arm and all of the accessories in the back. So I'm going to pull off the mud flap. I need to then take off the wheel, set the chain to the side, and then I think it's just a matter of removing the shock bolt and then the swing arm bolt, and I think then just installation reverse of taking it apart. Okay, so offhand, of course, they have pretty much the same shape. The G-Craft one comes with this, looks like Delrin chain protector that's pretty small. The stock one had a really long rubber one that also had the guide for the chain so that it could kind of lay on it. The Delrin one here is also replaceable, so if you do wear through it, it looks like you can replace it. A lot of the pieces look a lot beefier, but because it's aluminum, it needs to be beefier to have the same overall strength. The G-Craft one I noticed also does not have the mounting points to secure the chain guard, so it looks like I'm not going to be running that. Coming in at 5.3 pounds for the G-Craft. Okay, this is heavier. And 8 pounds for 8.2 pounds for the stock one, so about 3 pounds lighter. And before I put the stock swing arm in storage, I wanted to point out something that I didn't realize was the case, and I don't know how many people this would actually ever apply to. But this sticker here that I would imagine a lot of people just pull off is this vehicle emission control thing that says that this bike is US and California compliant with emissions regulations. Anyway, if you're bringing in a motorcycle from out of state, or any vehicle actually, part of the process, in addition to getting the VIN checked, is to verify that the vehicle has this sticker on it. So just a word to the wise, if you do change your swing arm on the Monkey, it's on the rear fender. Different bikes have it in different places, but I'd hang on to that part if there's any chance you ever move to California. Again, I know that's not going to apply to most folks that are watching this video, but just something interesting to know. The swing arm pivot bolt torques to 40 foot-pounds. So as I was getting ready to tighten down the lower shock bolt, it looked like there weren't nearly enough threads on the existing hardware, again because the piece here, the aluminum piece, is a lot wider. So I started worrying about it, but I realized in the box it actually includes a bolt to replace it. It includes the adjusting pieces that go on the side of the shock, and it also comes with a new axle to accommodate the new width of the G-Craft product. So the supplied hardware requires an 8mm Allen key, and I believe this torques down to 34 foot-pounds. So using the provided adjusting blocks and the new axle, let's go ahead and start putting this back together. Using the card deck also makes it easy because I can raise and lower to fit correctly without having to do too much lifting. All right, and rear axle bolt torques down to 44 foot-pounds. Chain adjustment is done just with this, it's a M6 bolt with a 10mm head and a 10mm nut, and you just turn it out and it moves the rear axle backwards. And I'm looking at it on the other side too. Once I get them perfectly even and the chain the right tension, then you just lock this nut up against here using two 10mm wrenches at the same time. All right, so I think that's about it. Pretty simple installation. I didn't read any directions, but it was really just a matter of removing the things that were holding the existing one and replacing with the new one. Again, make sure if you're doing this that you recognize that it did come with some hardware that you need to use in place of the existing hardware, but otherwise, again, a very easy installation. I'm also glad that it didn't come with the tabs to hold the mudguard because I was planning on removing it anyway, and particularly once I have those Yoshi dual pipes coming here, I think that's going to look really clean, but blown away with how good this looks. It was worth the wait, and I think really helps balance out the bike with the polished aluminum in the rear and the polished forks in the front. So anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and keep on building.